do these daily check-ins. I do them daily, right? Normally they're around 12 o'clock, but today I got caught up in doing some other stuff, so please forgive me. But it's about 1 o'clock now, Monday, September 18th. Like I said, I do these daily check-ins. They're live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. So, if you're not on YouTube, you can go to LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, you can go to YouTube. And sometimes I actually put the replay on other platforms as well. But today I probably won't. So just in case you didn't know. But the live is always going to be on LinkedIn and YouTube. So hope you guys are doing well. I'm just getting a call here, but I'm going to hang up on them. I don't know why people call me when, they know I'm doing this daily check-in, right? But when I do the daily check-in, I have an agenda, right? So I have, a couple things that I do want to share with you. Sometimes it's hospitality related, but if it's not directly hospitality or hotel related, it's something you can use for that. Okay, it's something important that you can use for that, and you'll see what I'm talking about today. But before I get into this, tomorrow is Tuesday. That's when I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, my live hospitality talk show that goes about an hour. Now this daily check-in goes about 15, 20 minutes or something like that. So I try to keep it as brief as possible. But the daily check-in tomorrow, I will have a guest, Miss Jana Usher with Jana Divine Hospitality. She does training, hospitality training, customer service training for hotels as well as restaurants. So we'll have her on here. We can have a conversation about what's going on with service these days, service levels. What do we need to improve? What does she see as some of the things that are kind of repeat offenders? You know what I mean? You go in, it's like a common thing among employees and things like that. And this is a post-COVID war. I mean, post-COVID world. Okay, I know we're like almost 3 years after that, but we're still feeling those effects of that. What about hiring? Are people able to find good people? Are we able to train these people? Are we training them at all? Are we just putting them on the floor and say, hey, sink or swim? What are we doing? We're going to find out. Going to ask her some questions, and it's going to be it's about a conversation. It's not about an interview and all that kind of stuff. It's a conversation. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock, same platform, YouTube and LinkedIn, 1 o'clock PST, Miss Jana Divine Hospitality. So check that out. So without further ado, remember you can make comments. Feel free to, chime in and make your comments. The chat is open. The comment section is open, whatever you want to call it. You can go ahead and open that. Now, this is the Moxie Hotel, downtown LA. This is one of their meeting rooms, Moxie Hotel downtown. So it's Moxie and AC Hotel. They're dual branded property, right? So meaning one building, two brands, okay, in the same property. And these are both Marriott products, of course, right? Moxie and AC Hotel. So they have common meeting space for the most part, right? So the meeting space is down in the bottom. They do have, smaller meeting space, throughout each side, the AC or the Moxie. But this happens to be on the bottom floor. It's one of their boardrooms. So they have meeting space too. A lot of people don't even know they have meeting space. They know about all the rooms and the bar and all this kind of stuff, the eighth floor and all that stuff. But no, they actually have meeting space as well. So there you go. Just let them know Russell of Hotels sent you. And they have that Russell of Hotels rate as well. So the Moxie as well as the AC Hotel both have that Russell of Hotels rate. So if you need to be downtown across from Crypto Arena or the Convention Center or near LA Live or just doing business in downtown area, just ask for that Russell of Hotels rate. And they'll be happy to give it to you. If you have issues, just let me know. Reach out and touch. Anyway, hope you guys had a good weekend. You guys watch football, second week of NFL, probably the third week of college. I'm into football. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I am. So anyway, let's get started. Why promote your brand on a podcast or digital show? Now, this is a podcast / digital show. Digital show, you can see me, it's a video, all that stuff. Podcast, the traditional podcast is audio only, right? But today they're kind of like all in one, right? You can say this is a podcast, or you can say a podcast is a digital show or whatever. It's all interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. But why promote your brand on a podcast or digital show? Now, sometimes I've been talking about this for probably, I don't know, several weeks, because people don't, sometimes people miss the boat on things, right? So my job is to make sure that they are given everything they need to make an informative decision on where should I promote? Should I promote here? Should I promote there? Or should I not promote at all? Well, I guess it depends on your funds, right? It depends on your budget and all that kind of stuff. But just gonna give the reasons. Your budget is your budget. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But why promote your brand on a podcast or digital show? That's what I'm gonna talk about today. So I got 6 steps, right? I actually have about 13, but I'm only gonna cover 6 today. All right. So the first one, boom, and you can see I got this new. They upgraded my what is it called? Ecamm Live, right? So Ecamm Live is the platform that I use to do the show, right? So all the things that are coming in and the picture right there of the daily check-in and all that stuff. Now I can put all that stuff on there, right? So as you can see, the number one, wide and engaged audience. Did you see how it came in? Let me back up just so you can see it again. You see how it's flipping around? That's something new, right? That's a new feature. Just came today, right? I just updated it today and it has new features. I mean, I just love, as you can see, I get excited about the darndest things. But anyway, let me, where am I? Where am I? Why promote your brand on a podcast or digital show? Okay, number one, wide and engaged audience. Podcasts and digital shows have gained immense popularity, with millions of listeners and viewers across various platforms. By appearing on or sponsoring such content, you can tap into a large and engaged audience that may be interested in your brand. So that's a good reason right there, right? So there's many podcasts out there. There's millions of podcasts. I understand, and people are gonna say, "Well, there's like 3 million." Actually, yeah, there are about 3.5 million podcasts out there, but not all of them are active. Okay, so I would say maybe about 1 million of them are active, but not all of them are for your brand, right? You got to choose a podcast that's in line with your brand. Like, say, if you're a hotel, then On Air with Russell of Hotels or Russell's Daily Check-In or Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels will be in line with what your brand is, because it's talking about hotels, right? So we have on this show, who listens to the show or who watches the show? Um, Hotel people as well as buyers or users of hotels, right? People that use for meeting space. I have many of my clients watch this. Um, so that's what it's all about, right? So it's about connecting with who uses your brand. That's who you align yourself with. You don't just align yourself with anybody and just hope for the best, right? No, you have to be strategic on that. Charles Skiffer, hello, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining. I'll put your comment right there. You just said what's up. I just appreciate people coming on. So if you tune in, I'm gonna put your comment up there. So Charles Skiffer, appreciate that. Skip, but so appreciate you jumping on there. So but wide and engaged audience. So just make sure we know that it's podcasts are popular. They're still popular. They're still on the uptick, right? They're not leveled off or it's not coming down yet. Okay, so it's still the place to advertise or promote your brand. Okay, so just so we know that. Number two, targeted reach. Many podcasts and digital shows cater to specific niches and interests. This allows you to reach a highly targeted audience that is more likely to be interested in your podcast or services. You can choose shows that align with your brand's values and missions. I just said that. Make sure, because like all one podcast doesn't fit all, right? We know that, right? So sometimes, hotels or CVBs or whatever, you may not want to align with, certain other things that are not travel related, right? Here on Air with Russell of Hotels, we're travel related, we're hotel related, or hospitality related, right? So we talk about and have people on the show that have to do with hospitality. And that's one thing that I try to be consistent, or no, I am consistent. I don't try to be. I've always aligned myself with people that are in the industry, right? That are either travel influencers or people from CVBs, Convention and Visitors Bureau, or DMOs, salespeople from hotels, salespeople from the CVB world, general managers, food and beverage people, foodies come on. I mean, it's all about anything within hospitality. I got Jana Devine coming on tomorrow, right? So those are things that align with anyone in hospitality, right? I'm not out there, talking about movies that I saw last week, or I'm not even talking about sports for the most part. Although I do watch sports, and I just mentioned it a while ago, but that was it, right? I didn't go into this tirade about, oh my God, did you see, the Eagles over the weekend, or that was last Thursday, but I didn't talk about that, right? So I mentioned those things, but that's not what the show is all about, right? It's all about hospitality, 100% hospitality, hotels, travel, meeting planning, hotel site selection. That's what I do. All the things that I do or my experiences are based on hotels for the most part, right? Or if you want to throw hospitality as the blanket, then that's fine. But hotels, food and beverage, all that kind of stuff falls under that. CVBs, all that falls under that. So make sure you align with the right brand or the right podcast for your brand. Number 3, credibility and authority. Being featured on a podcast or digital show can enhance your brand's credibility and authority within your industry. It positions you as an expert or thought leader in your field, which can build trust and potential customers. That's what you want, right? So the people that come on, I guess that benefits them that they come on to shows like this, because then they get to talk about, their an authority figure with this particular thing. Like Jana Devine, I have her coming on tomorrow, like I said, on Air with Russell of Hotel. She's going to talk about her training for food and beverage people, as well as people within the hotel industry, right? Service is a big thing for her. Upselling, merchandising, food and beverage items, right? Upping your ticket average. If you're a server or you're a manager of a food and beverage operation, you're trying to, I want to increase our ticket sales. Our average ticket sales suck. We want to, raise those up. How do we do that? We'll get somebody like Jana Devine in there, because that's what that's her experience, right? Her expertise is doing that, is pushing her servers or letting the servers know how to serve, how to upsell, how to promote, how to merchandise, whatever it is, how to sell the specials, all that kind of stuff, because it not only will increase the overall ticket sale, but it's going to increase the money that's going in their pockets as well. So, but she has that credibility and authority. So coming on and doing these types of things, it increases that. And that's what you want, right? So the show is of course, I promote, brands. Like I said, I just started off. This is the Moxie Hotel. This is a meeting space at the Moxie Hotel downtown LA, right? So that's promoting that brand, right? So I'm Russell of Hotels, so it'd be a great fit for me to promote, Marriott or the Moxie or the AC, or the Courtyard or the Residence Inn. I'm just naming off Marriott brands now, right? Because we both align with each other, right? So, and that's what you want. So this, gives more credibility to people come on, right? So they can come on and talk about their brand. They can talk about everything they do. Just make sure you watch tomorrow at 1:00 on Air with Russell of Hotels, Jana Devine. She's going to do exactly that. And if she doesn't have credibility already, which she does, she's darn sure going to have it after she comes on the show. And this will be her second time coming on the show as well. Number 4, storytelling opportunity. Podcasts and digital shows often provide a platform for storytelling. You can share your brand's story, values, missions in a more engaging and personal way, which can resonate with listeners and create a stronger emotional connection. And that's what you want, that emotional connection, right? So it's all about telling the story. I always ask when I go and visit a hotel, especially if it's like one that's built in the 20s, right? There's a lot of those in LA that are built in the 20s. And, there's a story behind there, right? There's one, and I mention this all the time, Hotel Per LA. I love the character of that particular hotel. It was actually built in the 1920s as the Bank of Italy. Okay, and they still have a vault in there. That's where the restrooms are located. In the public space, the restrooms are in the vault, in the bank vault, right? The bank vault, the door and everything, original is all there. It's still there, right? So it's unique how they utilize the space now. It was a bank vault, but now that's where the restrooms are, right? So, but it's just a unique thing, and it's a story that you can tell. I tell that story all the time, right? Have you gone to the, Hotel Perla, Per LA, Perla? But I don't even know how they pronounce it, but it's Per LA. Let's just say Hotel Per LA. And I always tell the story about, the public restrooms. I said, anytime you go there, use the restrooms. You go downstairs and you go right into the bank vault, and the men's and the ladies' restrooms are both in there, right? Separate, of course, right? But it's in a bank vault, and you can't close the door. So I know someone's out there saying, "Well, what if somebody closes the door behind you?" No, I think it's the way they open it. It doesn't close anymore. They at least put something there where it won't close you in there, right? Well, that would be something right there. You go in there, so boom, you turn around and the damn thing's closed. Like, oh my God, how do I get out? And your cell phone doesn't work or anything like that. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, storytelling opportunity. It's all about telling a story, about telling your story, your brand story. And number 5, educational content. If your brand offers complex products or services, podcasts and digital shows provide an opportunity to educate your audience. You can explain how your offerings work, answer common questions, and provide valuable insight. So if it's an educational piece and it has a lot of different components to it, you can come on and tell your story about that, or how this all works, how this interacts with this, or how it interacts with that, how you got started, all those kind of things. You can explain those. Now, regular advertising and regular promotion, you couldn't do this on, like, back in the day, it's, TV or whatever. You can't do that. You can't explain anything in a magazine promotion as well. But on a digital platform, you can come on and you have more time to explain things, explain to your audience how this works, how that works. You can be as creative as you want to be, especially if it's a digital video platform like this. I can fly things in, meaning I can move things around, like I'm moving this. I don't know if you see that, the daily check-in. I just moved it around. I can move it wherever I want to move it. So, which means I can bring other things in here, right? So you can bring another backdrop in here. Maybe I could put the rooms in there. If it's a hotel, maybe they have a rooftop bar at this particular hotel. I can add that as well. I mean, and these are things you can do on the fly, right? You can't do that with traditional promotion or advertising. You can't do it. It doesn't work, right? So you got to be creative with with your time that you have or your money that you have, and why not do a podcast or digital show? Digital show more than the podcast. The podcast you can explain things more, but a digital show you can actually see things, right? And that's what you want. You want people to be able to see, like, oh my God, okay, I know that hotel, or he showed a picture of the vault or the bank vault with the restrooms in it. That kind of stuff resonates with people. They're like, when they get there, they may be guessing a hotel, but guess what? They want to go see. They want to see the restroom in the bank vault. That's a huge selling feature. I mean, you don't think about it like that, but if there's a story behind it, people want to see it. And the last one, brand awareness. Consistent appearances or sponsorships on popular shows can significantly boost brand awareness. When listeners repeatedly, your brand, I can't even speak. I don't even know what I'm saying. I can't even see it. I'm sorry. When they repeat your brand associated with content they enjoy, it can lead to, God, I can't even see that. It leads to brand recall. I'm sorry. Brand awareness, right? And if I apologize, because these glasses that I have on are not my regular reading glasses, and I can't see. I thought I could see things, but I really can't see things. But bottom line, brand awareness. If you have if you see certain things on this particular podcast, right? So if I put this picture right here, so the picture right there is a meeting space at the Moxie Hotel, right? So if I put Moxie Hotel over here in the corner, you'll be able to see it. So it's creating that brand awareness. So you associate, okay, this meeting space is the Moxie Hotel. So I can right now, let's just say, let me just do this real quick, okay? Moxie DTLA. Okay, so boom, on the fly, I just put it there, okay? Boom, 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 on the fly, right there. So now you know that this is that brand, okay? And that creates that brand awareness. So each slide I go into, you'll be able to see exactly what it is. Now, I didn't put it on every slide. I put it on, I think, every fourth slide or something like that. But for the sake of showing this brand awareness, I can do that, right? So it's on the fly. I can put it as big as I want, and people see it, right? That creates brand awareness. So someone's going to look at this and like, the Moxie downtown LA. Okay, that must be the meeting space there. Well, it is their meeting space. That's one of their boardrooms there, right? Actually, you can make it any room you want, I guess, but it's set up now as conference style, conference style, together like that. So that's what that is. So that creates that, and also creates the brand awareness for this right here. If you see daily check-in with Russell Hotels, I just moved that around as well. So that's why you want to do certain things with a podcast or a digital show, because it creates that brand awareness for you as well as the other things I just talked about earlier. So I forgive me for the lapse that I had and I couldn't see, but stuff happens. But as you can see, this is real time stuff, right? This is live. I can't go back and say, oh, take two, no. If you fumble over stuff, you just keep it going, okay? And that's me anyway, right? Everything's not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. So just continue to keep going. Don't get caught up, and you'll get through it, no problem. So anyway, but I think that's it. Other than tomorrow, like I said, Jana Divine Hospitality is going to be on tomorrow. Her name is Jana Usher, but her company is Jana Divine Hospitality. Okay, let me just, because a lot of times I just say Jana Divine, and a lot of people think that's her last name. Well, no, that's her company name. So we're just going to go Jana Divine Hospitality. That's her. She's going to be on tomorrow. We're going to talk about drinking champagne or cocktails like she's doing right there. We'll talk about a little bit of everything, but everything's going to be revolved around training, things that, she sees as issues, after COVID, what are we missing? What should we be doing, as far as training our people? And another thing that I always want to make mention when we're talking about training, that is, and we always look at it as being, oh, I got to spend money on it. So we look at it as being an expense. Stop looking at everything as an expense. Look at it as an investment, because the more your people are trained, that's an investment. You're going to get more money back in the long run. If they're trained the way they're supposed to be trained, in the long run, you're going to get money back. So, which means that's an investment. So you got to spend money to make money, right? You don't just open a place, open a restaurant, open a hotel, and think you're not going to spend money on promotion and training and things like that. Okay, you're always going to do that. So look at it as an investment, not as an expense. And I think we'll go a lot further, just getting the mindsets changed on that, because a lot of people are like, oh, that's going to cost us too much money and this and that. Well, initially, yes, but hopefully you're investing, or putting your money into things that are going to give you a return. Okay, not just something you just pissing money away. You know what I mean? So think about it like that. So investment versus expense. Okay, think about those two things. Anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining this quick little I gotta get some music going on here or something. This quick little daily check-in. I do this every day, Monday through Friday, between normally around noon, but I got a late start today. But tomorrow, I won't do it tomorrow because I have On Air with Russell of Hotels comes in at 1 o'clock. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock PST, live here on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, On Air with Russell of Hotels, and we'll have none other than Miss Jana Divine Hospitality. That's her right there. She'll be on tomorrow as well. So look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you again for joining in. Thanks, Charles Skiffer, for joining. Appreciate you. You guys have a great day. And as always, peace.